Om Shanti. Very good morning, Divine Family. So we'll continue the second part of the Murli today. Sharing my screen. So in this Murli, Baba was narrating about the importance of MahaShiv Ratri and the four subjects. So Baba mentioned about the difference between devotees and the Brahmins. Devotees still saying, "Come, God," and they are trying to invoke it, whereas children are practically experiencing Baba because Baba has come already. We have attained what we have to attain, that we have found Him. Their so their worship is symbolic. We are actually trying to experience Baba in a practical way. And Baba also mentioned about uh, the innocent Lord. Why Shiva Baba is called innocent Lord, the Bolanath. So he gives without any calculations. He does not keep any account. And Baba is giving us Padma Padam, multi-millions return for one, what we do. And he, though he knows all the accounts of every one of us, but yet he doesn't really, keep that account. That is why Baba says he is an innocent Lord. And and also Baba covered the four subjects, a comparison between the devotion and its actual meaning. So the drop of water, that stands for the knowledge, and the yoga, the bindu, the point that we see on the Shivalinga, right? So that actually remembrance of the point form of Supreme Father, and the fasting that we do or the devotees do on the path of devotion, right? So that actually the determination and the vow of purity and the divine incalculation that we have to do. So that represents the fasting and the service. Also, Baba said that the jagran that we have to do is nothing but we have to awaken others, give them the introduction of Baba. And Baba also touched upon the true surrenders, sacrifice. So I and mine should be surrendered, right? So we have to replace I with Baba in everything, right? Everything belongs to Baba. And today, so we'll continue. Um, Baba is further explaining the importance of Shivaratri and how we have to congratulate one another, how we have to, create a wonderful stage. Okay, so let's read without further delay. So let's stabilize in Baba's remembrance, and then together let's read and experience Baba's company. Baba gives thanks to the devotees for one thing, whether in Bharat or in any other country, in order to spread a wave of enthusiasm in any form, they have created very good festivals. Baba is thanking the devotees because there are so many festivals created, and this is one of them, one of the important one. Whether it is for 2 days or just one day, at least a wave of enthusiasm, that is Utsav, spreads, right? So Utsav means to remain in that enthusiasm. So that is the main reason why these Utsav or these festivals are created. So this is why it is called a festival, Utsav. At least the attention of the majority of them is drawn to the father temporarily for a special purpose. So, what special thing will you do on this special day? On the path of devotion, when some people hold a fast, they do it for good, whereas others don't have that courage and have the fast for a month or day or just for a short time, right? So everybody do it for just a temporary period, right? They then break that fast, right? If it is Shivratri, I think maximum some would do it for, especially devotees, a week. Then they'll break that fast. You don't do this, do you? In Madhuban, in Madhuban, your feet are not on the ground. So when you go back to your foreign lands, will you come down to earth or will you remain up above? So that Utsav, that is what is Baba's talking about. So when we have come into this Madhuban, right? So our stage is always up above. Will you always remain up above and just come down to act, or will you act whilst always being down below? Right? So Baba is asking, so will you, remain up above and come down only just to perform your action? To remain up above means to remain in the stage up above, high stage, to remain up above. So I hope you all remember the Murli that we read on Sunday, the Manthan session. So where um, the bird of the ground and the bird of the sky. So, so here also Baba is saying that to remain up above means to remain in the stage up above, high stage. It isn't that you have to dangle up above um, from some ceiling. It means to remain stable in a high stage and perform ordinary acts. It is all about the stage. So you remain in that stage and then perform ordinary acts. That is to come down. Okay. That is to come down to act. So you remain up above and then you come down, you perform your ordinary acts, come into action. Whilst performing ordinary acts, let your stage remain up above. That is, let it remain elevated. The Father adopts an ordinary body and he only performs ordinary acts. He speaks in the same way as you do, right? So now Baba is saying when Baba comes down, right? The Father adopts an ordinary body and he only performs ordinary acts. He speaks in the same way as you do. He moves in the same way as you do. So the actions are ordinary, the body is ordinary, but whilst performing ordinary acts, his stage remains high. That is what the difference is. When Baba comes down and perform all the acts, or when he talks, gives us the Murli, right? He is just like um, doing everything in the ordinary way when he is doing the action, but his stage is remaining high, right? In the same way, let the stage of all of you always be high. Just as you call today the day of the incarnation, similarly, every day at Amrita Vela, don't think that you have come from being asleep, but that you have incarnated from the land of peace in order to act. So when you wake up from sleep, right, to do Amrita Vela, so don't think that you have come from sleep, but instead you think that you have just incarnated from up above. Okay, so at night after acting, you then return to the land of peace. Okay, so yeah, so once you just creating a thought that when you go to sleep, you are actually returning to the land of peace, Nirvana, right? Soul world. An incarnation incarnates to perform an elevated action. And then I am an incarnation. Incarnation incarnates to perform an elevated action. They are not they are not said to have taken birth, but they are said to have incarnated. An incarnation is when they come down from the stage up above, right? Incarnation always comes down from a stage up above. So when actions are performed in that stage, even ordinary actions change into alaukic actions. So this is the difference when you stabilize in your stage and then perform even ordinary actions, then that action, will become alaukic. So there will be a change, the action that you do. So always having a high stage is very important while performing action. So the thing to keep in mind is when you go to bed, you create a thought that you are returning to Parandam, land of peace. And when you come down, when you wake up early in the morning, just imagine that, okay, I've incarnated from the land of peace to do elevated actions. Other people eat their meals, bhojans, okay, whereas you eat Brahma bhojan. Yeah, so Baba says others just eat their meals, but we say we eat Brahma bhojan. There is a difference, right? So there is a difference. Is there not? You also move along, but you move along as angels do, right? You don't just move along, but you move along as angels do. You move in a double light stage. That's the difference. You move in a double light stage. So it is all alaukic activity and alaukic actions. Therefore, it is not just today that is the day of the incarnation, but the confluence age itself is the day of incarnation. So don't just celebrate that day. That means the Shiva Jayanti, the day of incarnation. But Baba says the whole confluence age is the day of incarnation. So, right. So every day is, we are incarnating from the land of peace and performing elevated actions. And everything that we do is very special. The way we walk, the way that the meals that we eat, it's not meals, it is Brahma Bhojan. And while walking and move around, we have to create that double light stage, right? I am double light. So it is not just for one day, Baba says, we have to, celebrate the whole confluence age. And then Baba says, on this day, you congratulate Bap Dada, but Bap Dada says, you first. You congratulate Bap Dada on the Shiva Jayanti, right? And Bap Dada also says, you first. If you weren't for if you weren't for you children, who would you say father? So if it weren't you children, who would you say father? Right? It is only the children would call father, right? Father. Baba, father. It is the children who call the father father. Therefore, first of all, congratulations to the children. All of you sing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Bap Dada also says, Happy birthday to you. Right? So everybody sings the song. So here Baba is also singing the song. And he's saying happy birthday to us. And we are also saying happy birthday to Baba. The children gave birthday congratulations to the father, and the father gave them uh, and the father gave them to the children. You are being sustained with congratulations, encouragement. What is the sustenance of all of you? You are being sustained with congratulations from the father and family, right? So we also congratulate on the day of birthday, right? So here we are congratulated by Baba, sustained by Baba, and also congratulation from the family, Baba says. So, sustained by the family. You are singing, dancing, being sustained, and flying with congratulations. This sustenance is also wonderful. What do you what do you give on one another at every moment? Congratulations. And this is the means of sustenance. So you see one another, right? Even on the day of birthday, also we congratulate them, right? So Baba says even on the day of confluence age, or on the day of this Shivratri, we congratulate one another, we sustain. So this is also a means of sustenance, Baba says. No matter what someone is like, Bap Dada knows, and you also know that everything is number wise, right? So Bap Dada knows everybody is number wise. If it weren't number wise, then in the golden age they would need they would need to build a minimum of 150,000 thrones. Okay, so that is why Baba says this is all number wise. Otherwise, just imagine everybody would be ruling as Lakshmi and Narayan. So Baba will have to create 150,000 thrones, right? So this is why it has to be number wise. Okay, it has to be number wise. But if you sometimes think that someone is wrong, that he is not doing something good, the way to put that is the way to put that wrong right, the way to teach the accurate method of doing something to someone who is not doing something correctly uh, is not to tell him directly that he's wrong. When somebody is doing something wrong, so Baba says, don't go and tell him something, he's doing wrong. Okay. If you say this, that person will never change. Okay. So he will not change if you tell him directly on his face that he is wrong. In order to put out a fire, you don't start another fire, right? Yeah. You pour cold water on it. Therefore, if you first tell someone he's wrong, that person will then become even more disheartened. So that's the problem, right? So you tell him he's wrong, then he will become more disheartened, right? So you'll not be able to correct him also. He'll not even listen to you. So Baba says you pour cold water. First of all, reassure that person by saying that he is good, that everything is good. So first you have to, tell him that he's good. Everything is good. First of all, at least sprinkle the water, then explain to him why the fire started. Don't tell him straight away. You are like this, and you did this, and you did that. Okay. First of all, sprinkle cold water. So tell him that he is good, even despite of what he has done or bad things or whatever. So first sprinkle the water, cold water, then tell him about the fire. Then he will also realize the reason why the fire started and what the method is to put out the fire. Mm. If someone is bad and you tell him that he is bad, that is like pouring oil onto a fire. Okay. Therefore, first of all, say it is very good, it is very good, and then tell him whatever you have to, and he will, whatever you have to, and he will then have the courage to listen to it and imbibe it. Okay, so that's the method. So you don't pour oil onto the fire, right? So the fire will even become strong if you do that. So similarly, you have to, same good and good, and then he will have that little patience, or at least that courage, or that some power to listen to what we say. Right, and then we will be able to correct him. He will imbibe it. He will understand the mistake, Baba says. So this is why Baba was telling you that to say very good is to give congratulations. Okay. For instance, Bapdada too would never say to anyone directly that he is wrong. Now, Baba is saying his own example. So even when Baba says, he would never say, directly that he is wrong. Um, he would say in the Murli, what is right and what is wrong. However, if someone comes and asks Baba directly if he is wrong, he would say, no, you are absolutely right. Baba would tell him on his face. If somebody comes and asks that Baba if I'm wrong, then Baba would say, you're right. You're absolutely right, because that person doesn't have courage at that time. Just as when a patient is about to go, now Baba is giving another example. Just as when a patient is about to go and is on his last breath, okay, if he asks the doctor if he is now about to go, the doctor would never say yes, right? When somebody is about to die. So, even if he asked the doctor whether I am going to die, the doctor would never say he's going to die, right? So, similarly, Baba is also saying here, okay, yes, you are, so the doctor would never say, yes, you are about to go, because the patient does not have courage at that time. If someone has a weak heart and you told him this sort of thing, he would definitely have heart failure. Okay. So his heart will fail because his heart is weak. So that is he would not have the power to make effort to bring about transformation. So the confluence age is the age to bring about growth with congratulations. So Baba says this is the age to bring about growth. So with congratulation. These congratulations are elevated sustenance. Mm. This is why whenever they celebrate the memorial of the sustenance of your congratulation on the day of any of the deities, they call that a big day. Whenever it is Deepamala or Shivaratri, they call it a big day. Any festival they have, they call a big day, because you have big hearts. They have called them big days. To give congratulation to one another is to have big hearts. Okay. So we need to have that big heart to congratulate one another on these days, on the festival days, and raise their enthusiasm and courage. To give congratulation to one another is to have big heart. Do you understand? It is not that you wouldn't tell someone what is wrong, that he is wrong, but you must have a little patience. You will have to give a signal, but at least choose the right time. And that person is dying, and you tell him, die, die. Therefore, consider the time, consider his courage. Okay, so that person is about to die. So, on top, you say, die, die. So similarly, that person is already weak and you tell him about his weakness, then he will further die, right? So similarly, Baba says, therefore, consider the time, consider his courage by saying, very good, that person receives courage. However, say it from your heart. While saying, say it from your heart. Don't just say it superficially so that a person feels you are just saying it for the sake of it. Okay, say it from your heart. Okay, don't just say it superficially. Okay, so that person should feel it. So, he should not feel that you're just lying, right? This is a matter of feeling. Let the feeling in your heart be that of mercy, and his heart will also feel that mercy. So constantly continue to give congratulations and continue to receive congratulations. These congratulations are blessings. These congratulations are blessings. The memorial for this day is the Bhandara. The memorial of this day is the Bhandara, treasure store of Shiva overflowing. So this is praise of you too, not just of Shiva, not just of Father Shiva. Let the Bhandara always be overflowing. Children of the bestower become bestowers. You were told that the devotees are those who take. That means levata, right? You were told that the devotees are those who take, levata. Whereas you are bestowers, that is devata. So a bestower means one who gives. When you give someone something and then take something from him, he will not feel it. He will not feel it. You can make him accept anything, but you first have to give him something. Give courage, give hope, give happiness. Then, if you want him to accept anything, he will do that. So first we have to give, okay? Then only he will be able to take when something we give, right? So Baba says, give him courage, give hope, give happiness. Then if you want him to accept something, he will do that. So continue to celebrate the festival every day. To celebrate a meeting with a father every day is to celebrate a festival. So every day is a festival. Acha. So there the Murli ends. So here is the Yad Pyar. To all the children everywhere, imperishable congratulations for the day of incarnation, for every day of the confluence age. To those who are always bestowers and bestowers of blessings, like the Father, and who make every soul full. To the children who are master lords of innocence, to those who always stay in remembrance and make their every action a memorial, to the elevated children who always move forward in service and in self-progress with zeal and enthusiasm. On this special day of the memorial of Shiv Jayanti, and so Brahmin Jayanti, the Jayanti as valuable as a diamond, right? Congratulations for the Jayanti of making everyone happy and full. Love, remembrance, and namaste. So, from us children also, love, remembrance, and namaste to the most beloved Bap Dada. Om Shanti. So, let's take a pause here. Now Murli completed. So let's stay in Baba's remembrance for a minute and then we can come back and share the points that touched our heart and the point that we would like to carry for the rest of the day, right? Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Digital.
Yes, Om Shanti Kirchapan, yes, go ahead.
Confluence age, age of incarnation. After explaining to us about Shivratri and really labeling himself as Bholanath, innocent Lord, and saying he is the one bestower of fortune, bestower of blessings, bestower of all others, the Father, He gives and gives and gives just to make us multimillions. Today, this was the key statement. Conference age is the age of incarnation. I was just thinking, about this incarnation before we came to the Gyan. I used to see this doctrine of incarnation more in Christianity when the soul of the Son of God descended down on this earth, and it was said a star came on the earth and he incarnated. It was an ordinary, it was in an ordinary body when they in Virgin Mary. It was a very ordinary body, and how the star rose. So I often used to study that incarnation, and that was something which the whole world could just see. But over here, when Baba speaks about incarnation, it's just so simple, he says. It's just transforming the Iron Age to the Golden Age. And this is a time when the original deity religion, I should say, it is re-established. So for me, it's not just incarnation, it is reincarnation. Again and again, it is repeated, the cycle repeats. So at the end of every kalpa of the Iron Age, he again comes. So it looks like a routine matter if you just see the whole cycle, he coming down and then taking an ordinary body. And so incarnation means something from up should come down. You cannot say something from down is incarnated. So it should be somewhere from the sky. So from there, they say, no, you saw a star in the sky, and that star came down. So he comes up where he was nicely resting in the land of peace and felt it is high time. I incarnate my children also and take them back home. So if we study this incarnation, it is just a period of 100 years. After 100 years, the incarnation story is over and back he goes to his house, and then we come. That was one thing I liked. But when Baba said, you come, you go, you sleep every time in the land of peace, and then you come down, that kept me thinking because Baba always says you have to sleep in the subtle region. That's the place, where you sleep. But in today's Murli, when Baba said that when you sleep, you go to the land of peace, and then you come down, and then again, after good night, you again go to the land of peace. So I was even that churning, I was just doing it. Suppose we could also read that sentence again. So this incarnation story is what was Baba really just something coming from up, coming down. So the doctrine of incarnation is what I was churning, and I would like to still churn from the Murli. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Girijaben, for the wonderful sharing. Yeah, so very nice. Like you said, it is a reincarnation, actually. So something coming from up above. So it's not just that alone, but incarnation also means something that which is very powerful is coming down in that same power, right? So Baba is with all powers, right? So he's coming down with all powers and also in his all size, we can say. Um, the only difference between birth and incarnation is birth. We know somebody is taking birth, and from small baby is growing big, and then as he grow, he start to demonstrate all his skills and things like that, right? So, but when Baba comes, Baba is already a powerful, ocean of powerful being, and when he comes down with all his powers. And when we start searching for him, that's when he comes and he wakes up. right? So that incarnation, a power that which is coming down as it is, right? Um, that is one thing that came in my mind.
No,
And
but Bijit Bhai,
mm,
you added one word today which made me think. Birth and incarnation. They are different. See,
correct.
suppose a soul left body, say some 100 years back. He again, see, it is believed according to the theory of past regression. They say when a soul leaves the body, it goes up, touches, comes back, and then enters a body. Now, that cannot be reincarnation because that is just going from one body to another body. So, that is, you can say, as you rightly said, birth. But incarnation is something only happening in the confluence age and only by that person who comes from up above who never entered any other body. Shiv Baba doesn't enter any body or anything. He just directly comes in the things. So don't you think also that's a difference between birth and incarnation, and that word should be used only in the confluence age?
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, yes. And if you think now, this religious founders also, when they come, right, if you think about the Ibrahim, right, they also incarnate, right? The first, their stage is incarnation, isn't it? Because they are not taking birth, they are using the body of someone to create that religion initial stage, and then later when the religion is established, they go and again take birth. But here Baba is not taking a birth. Baba is coming down with his full power, and others, though first they incarnated and then created their religion, and then they come into birth and death, and then gradually their power reduces. They become ordinary people. But whereas Baba, when his power is always like that, remains like that, he comes, does his work, and then goes back, right? So that's really wonderful. So that's one difference. When you take birth and rebirth, there the charging discharge, right? So here that's not happening. Anybody have any other thoughts to add onto it?
You're
Any other
absolutely
points?
right, Bijit Bhai. That point I failed to remember. For the first time, when a soul comes down from Paramdam for the first time to take the first body on this earth, that is also incarnation. I think that's also a very beautiful thing we have to remember. That's why all these, as you rightly said, these philosophers or Mahatmas and all they become. But the beauty of Shiv Baba's incarnation is he doesn't take, he just comes once only once in an ordinary body, does his work and goes back over there. No other, no discharge charge, nothing. He stays there. I think this is a, but there is also incarnate, you rightly said, when the soul comes for the first time, and there are still so many souls, last souls in Paramdam who are still coming down. So they are also incarnation. So I think we should also know there that there is also that kind of incarnation. That's a nice thing really to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, Ruhani Raj says an incarnation is to perform elevated action. So considering ourselves in that stage, our ordinary action becomes alaukic. Yeah, very true. So the moment we think that we are incarnated, right? So incarnation, happens for a reason, right? So they don't perform ordinary actions. So they always perform elevated actions that we know. That's the word incarnation stands for. So, right. So when we create the first thought in the morning, when we um, when we do the Amrita Vela, right? When we wake up in sleep. So we know that, okay, we have incarnated from Parandam, land of peace. So that itself is a powerful thought. Very nice. And when you return, creating a beautiful thought that I'm returning to my land of peace. So that help us to create a wonderful stage, that help us to maintain a stage beyond, or also create a thought that we don't belong here, we belong there, the land of peace, right? Otherwise we will be always busy with the ordinary work in this land itself. So this one thought, Baba, is actually taking us beyond the awareness of all body and the bodily world. And incarnation will also means that, okay, we have to go back. After completing my elevated action, I have to go back. I don't belong here, right? So I have to go back to the place where I've come from, where I belong. So all these thoughts will follow. Just one thought that I incarnated. Yeah. Anyone else would like to add? And Baba also said, Baba
Baba
also,
spoke about how to manage when you see somebody. Am I audible? Hello.
but you broke in between. Rakiben, just repeat, please repeat
I was telling
again.
that Baba was today talking about that there's something which is not right. So he mentions that you need not have to say this on the face. You first get them ready, and once they are ready, is when you can very peacefully tell them. So I really
Right.
make souls disempowered, give them the power first, empower them to accept things. So practically, how do we look at it is it's very easy to get angry when you see people are not your way. Because what I'm looking at is from my perspective, not from the other soul's perspective. And get that kind of connection with that soul that there is a freedom to speak about it. That's the point for me to take back home. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Rakiben. That was a wonderful point for us to apply it in the day-to-day lives. So Baba said a wonderful way how we should correct others. So don't say it on their face that you are wrong. Instead, you sprinkle the water, cold water on them first, and then give them that courage and appreciate them. Say you are good, 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 and then gently you can tell them what is, what is the thing that you need to tell them, not just saying on their face directly. Yes, you will not, they will not accept it. Yeah.
But if you see, Bijit Bhai, as Raki Ben said, this lesson Baba has given us in every Murli. Don't look at the weakness of person. Don't tell them about their weakness. If you tell, they'll hide it. Tell them about their specialities. Then they will forget their weaknesses. But you know why this was said in this Murli here? Baba is justifying why does he congratulate, say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to me. For that, I was just thinking, so why I'm congratulating my children? Why I want my children to congratulate me to see the good. So that's why, if you see, he started the paragraph with congratulations, and then he ended it constantly, continued to give congratulations and receive congratulations. So I was just thinking Baba is trying to justify, because every time I used to think Shivratri Murli starts, happy birthday, children, happy birthday, Baba, va my children, va my Baba. Baba was just trying to justify that habit or that thought which he used to share in all his Shivratri Murlis.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So, you by saying congratulations, right, you actually you encourage them, right? And then you give them hope, you give them courage, right? So Baba congratulates us, and we also congratulate one another in the family, constantly giving good wishes, blessings, appreciation for what they have done. So this is only, make that person happy. That's one way how Baba is sustaining us, and also um, the family and one another needs to be sustained. So, like you rightly said, Girija Ben, so Baba is telling us what Baba is doing, and similarly, Baba is trying to teach us. We have to follow Father in that. Okay. And Ruhani Raj further say, Baba said, the confluence age itself is the day of incarnation. Yes, absolutely.
Bijit
So,
Bhai, if no one else is adding, if somebody is adding, okay, just one point I would like to say, when only that one point of yours, really kept me, because I had really forgotten that point. See, we should respect incarnation. I still remember, because as I've often said, I grew in a convent. I remember, when they spoke about Jesus coming down, there used to be a lovely hymn while shepherds on the floor all night, while sleeping on the ground. The angel of the Lord came down and glory spread around. So that soul, when it comes for the first time, how really it is pure. We know every soul which comes from Paramdam, staying with the Lord so long, staying with Shiv Baba, that has to be pure. So I think we should respect all these dharmatmas who came down for the first time. Like God said, I sent the messages to the messengers. The messages were distorted and the messengers were glorified. But we should respect that incarnation too. But they are all beautiful incarnation, because Paramdam has to be made empty and they have to come down. But the outstanding incarnation is only in the confluence age. As somebody rightly said, confluence age itself is the day of incarnation. Yes, because that is the only true final incarnation before the cycle turns. I think that also we should keep churning in our this. Every incarnation should be saluted.
yeah, very true. So, Baba's incarnation, like you said, it's the, right, true incarnation, because all other Dharmatma, all they have come down, they have done everything, and they all kind of discharged, right? They have become Tamo Pradhan after taking so many birth and death. When everybody, get to a stage of Tamo Pradhan, nobody can, the real, the religion is lost, right? The Dharma is lost. That is when Baba, the highest power, comes down, right, to charge everyone, to recreate the true world, golden age, to purify all the souls, to take us, everyone, back home, to teach us Raja Yoga, right? So all this happens only when Shiva Avataran takes place. Um, so absolutely, Baba's incarnation is the highest incarnation, or the divine incarnation, we can say. And that happens towards the end of the kalpa, because there are so many other religious atmas comes. incarnates in between, from if you take from the Copper Age onwards till Kali Yuga end, right? So many people come down. But see the time that Baba is coming towards the end, when the Kalpa about to end, when it meets the 5,000 years. Rakiben, you wanted to add something? Okay. So, um, I think, in the interest of time, let's move on to meditation. Let's celebrate our day with Shiv Baba. So we all have incarnated today to perform elevated action. Though our action might be ordinary, but create an elevated stage. What is important is maintaining an elevated stage while performing ordinary acts. It's like Baba said, Baba comes down, walk around, talk ordinary way, but Baba's stage is always high. So similarly, we should also maintain a powerful stage as we begin, as the day begin, and when we get ready to move to the field of action. So with that, let's remember Baba in silence and then close the session. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.